Hello nerds, welcome back to an episode of WINGMAN, your source for the music and music production news. We've got quite a few things to talk about today. New music plugins, new drama, new industry news. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here, otherwise your computer will crash. That's kind of a fucked up one. I'm sorry. I don't really mean that, but you're gonna hit the buttons, right? In our first story, we have a new plugin by Mixed and Key. This one is called WINGMAN, and apparently it's supposed to help with remixing quite a bit, according to them. So they state here, it'll get chords and bassline ideas that fit the audio in your DAW. It's available for Mac OS only. Why? I don't want to speak on their financial situation, but it makes me think you're running out of money if you could only, or if you, for some reason, you have to push it forward so you can only release it for one OS at a time. So it apparently analyzes audio instantly. It suggests chords based on what it hears. It creates bass lines that match your progression, includes vocal, bass drum, and instrument stem separation. The word of the day is stem separation. I know it's two words, but now the part that seems interesting to me here is the fact that it generates ideas based around audio. Now, if it's not random, like it says here, this could be good if you need ideas with remixing or if you hit some sort of writer's block. Does it use AI though? We have no idea. I mean, if it's smart, probably. There's ethical AI, unethical AI, we don't know what it is yet. So it's context-aware idea generation. Instant stem separation, I'm a little skeptical of that because generally this stuff is never instant. And if it is, it doesn't work very well. Audio to MIDI conversion, the clip I've seen of it is pretty accurate and you can export as MIDI or WAV. True, I mean, they do make mix and key, so their key detection should be pretty good. It looks simple enough to use here. As you can see, there's chord progressions, there's input audio, and you can generate ideas down here and then export that as WAV or MIDI. Here it states in beta, designed to work with Ableton and Logic Pro. I'm personally not exactly sure what they mean by that. Like in beta, that's all it was designed for, or is it currently in beta and designed to work with those? Now, the moment of truth with this will be how well it works.
You take me farther, wait in your tidal wave. You take me farther, wait in your tidal wave.
So that 5 chord there actually is a little bit sketchy. This is the kind of thing that it's hard to tell how good it is with just one example.
Once you have the chords and bass from WINGMAN, you can remix and make your own music productions based on them, like this.
You take me farther, wait in your tidal waves.
So yeah, that was the part I thought was pretty interesting and sounded decent. Now, like I said, the vocals were okay, but what it generated around them I think was pretty decent. If you're interested in this plugin, it is $49 currently, normally $99. Keep in mind though, it is for Mac OS only. Why do they do that? I have no idea. Okay, so my critique here, Mac OS only, why would you do that? Secondly, more examples. If they wanted to really sell this to us, they should really show a lot more examples, in my opinion. Because based on that one example, they could have cherry-picked one that was really good. I don't know what you guys thought of it, but for something that was just generated, I didn't think that was bad at all. Rock Nation has launched its own distribution platform. Now, the way they're selling this, they're trying to make it seem appealing, and I really don't think it's appealing if you know what's out there currently. So basically, it costs nothing to join it, but there's a big but, humongous but. You only get 85% of your royalty payouts. They're taking 15% of your royalty payouts. It distributes to 200 platforms. The thing is though, depending on how many listeners you have, it would probably be cheaper just to go with the cheap platform where you pay a yearly upfront fee. I'm not going to suggest anything specifically. There's a bunch out there. And then you get to keep 100% of your royalties. In our next story, this is actually a bit of a concerning one, in my opinion. Have you guys heard of Who Sampled? I know you guys have heard of Spotify, but have you heard of Who Sampled? It essentially is a platform that catalogs samples, where they're from on different songs that are related, that have the same sample, etc. Now, this is a good thing for history, but it's also a bad thing because of sample snitching. Now, some of you may be like, hey, sample snitching, that actually sounds like a good thing. People deserve to get paid. I do agree with that. But the thing is, when you're a smaller creator, you don't always, well, one, you may not have the money for it. Two, it may be something that's very creative and not really harming the original product very much. The point is, it may be shutting down a lot of creativity. The fact that Spotify is now acquired Who Sampled. So what they're writing here is pretty bullshit in my opinion. Through our recent discussions with Spotify, it became clear that we share a strong belief in the power of musical context and a vision for helping listeners go deeper into the songs they love. Spotify has shown a genuine commitment to our mission, and we couldn't have found a better home for Who Sampled. The flags cannot get any redder, dude. That's just like a PR statement trying to say like the most positive thing possible. So they're stating that Who Sampled is not going to change as a standalone platform. It'll continue to operate as it has. They state there are some good changes though. There will be faster moderation, so there'll be less waiting time for submissions. Their iOS app is joining Android and becoming free to download, and in-app subscriptions on both platforms will soon be free for all users. There will be no more display ads. So the biggest issue here is what's not being said. They're not talking about the potential issues here, which is kind of a red flag. I have a few thoughts on this here. First of all, they could have already accessed Who Sampled to see what is already on there and then take down songs based on that. Next, this could actually make it a lot faster for them to shut down these uncleared samples. So Who Sampled is now the ops. So, I mean, it already kind of was. You shouldn't really be putting samples on there to begin with, because you could be getting music you like taken down. But now they're really the ops because they're working with Spotify. So this is kind of scary, in my opinion. This is going to be a dangerous time for samplers. And I'm not going to explain how sampling is art, because you should know that. If you don't know about how sampling is art, then in my opinion, you're severely uneducated about music. Now, is all sampling extremely creative? No. Can it be though? Yes. I don't want to get into it anymore. Another thing worth mentioning, if you care about music, you should not be using Who Sampled at this point. Just saying this because this is going to cause a lot of issues. It was already causing issues, but it's only going to get worse. In our next story, we have something interesting from SONARWORKS. It is called Virtual Monitoring Pro. It's supposed to create the most realistic room simulation ever. So I wanted more information on the Pro version specifically here, so I clicked Get Pro, and it just takes you back to the same exact page. Why is this button here? I have no idea. So it allows you to measure your studio with a precise binaural microphone and create an ultralistic copy of its sound on your headphones. And it'll basically allow you to bring the sound of your studio anywhere you go. It takes 15 minutes of measurement, and you can simulate other environments. Personally, I don't know if I really see the appeal. I mean, maybe it's more appealing if you really like the sound of your studio area. It's exactly the way you want it. For me though, no. I mean, it could be better. It could definitely be better. I personally don't see the appeal, but it's probably appealing to some people though. If you're interested in it, the regular version is $129 and the Pro version is $299, which comes with the microphone that you need for it. This is a random one here, but did you know that only 36% of electronic music performances in the UK have the proper people receiving payment? Apparently almost 2/3 of those cases, the payments fail to reach the correct creators. It's not really that surprising, in my opinion. Just think about how hard it is to keep track of works in progresses, IDs and whatnot. They state here that the problem lies in the fact that there isn't an industry-wide standard for reporting what music is being played at clubs. And much of the reporting is based on manual submissions or extrapolated from other data. One of the most reliable ways is music recognition technology, which automatically recognizes the music that's being played, or voluntary submission of track lists compiled by DJs or promoters. I mean, I hope this doesn't get me in trouble for any DJ nights I've done a long time ago, but I've never submitted a track list to the promoter or the place I've been playing at. That is something that has never had. They've never asked. That's all I'm saying. It's not like I wouldn't voluntarily forfeit that information because I don't personally give a shit. Like, for me, this isn't really news because I've heard of this before. I always kind of thought that people weren't getting paid for this, like they should be at the very least. I mean, I'd have to assume the amount of money you're getting is like basically nothing. It's probably like basically nothing. In our next story, we actually have something pretty interesting. So you guys may have heard of ASM. They released a Hydrosynth. They are releasing their first non-Hydrosynth product, and it's basically a wind synthesizer. Let me just say this, it's expensive. So it's not coming out till December, but we have some information about it currently. This is known as DIOSYNth. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It has to be either DIOSYNth or DIOSYNth, and DIOSYNth makes way more sense to me. You know, like Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but you didn't know I knew about that. And then I'm sure there's a segment of people that are just like, oh, I fucking knew you knew about that, you fucking loser. I can flip it around on you guys though. How do you know about that, loser? It is an all-new wind synth that has a tactile feel of a woodwind instrument and an expressive advanced synth engine. So this is definitely some experimental stuff here, because not only is this a synth that you can play, but it's a wind synth, meaning is like a wind instrument, but a wind synth instrument, a wind synth instrument. If you want that ASM, you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny. Just came up with that on the spot. So it features a mouthpiece and breath control, true key action and performance controls, and motion expression. So the way you move the instrument will change the way that it plays. So you can raise and lower it in order to change the timbre. Now, it features 2 Hydrosynth wave scan oscillators, allowing you to choose 8 waves out of the 219 waveforms, and then morph between them. A noise generator, a sample map oscillator. It features key noise samples, breath noise samples, key off samples. There are sound modifiers such as growl, which is basically a ring modulator, which can add inharmonic effects. There's a 16-mode Hydrosynth filter, and a 4-band EQ. It features modulation such as LFOs, envelopes, XY joystick, pressure pads, gyro sensor, breath sensor, bite sensor.
Hey, yo!
So there's actually a visual software app that'll allow you to manage it, including patches. You can also edit patches and set it up. It can hold a total of 768 patches, and it comes with 384. And the connectivity features audio, built-in speaker, headphone jack, 1/4 1/4-inch TRS output, USB-C audio in and out, and Bluetooth audio in. Ooh, we got a video. So I'm assuming what we're hearing in the background was created with DIOSYNTH. I mean, generally it sounds like synthesis, although the expression does sound a little bit different. It definitely sounds a bit more windy. I mean, is that I don't even know if that's a pun, really. I mean, that's just accurate. It's funny, on one hand, this is such a cool video. On the other hand, what the fuck does this mean? Literally, what does this mean? Like, it's just, I mean, it's not as bad as Teenage Engineering. It could get a lot weirder than this, but it's weird because on one hand, I do like it. I do think this is cool, but it's also, I just feel like it's not that effective of a product video. Like, it's more of an art piece. Okay, so this is actually really cool in my opinion. It sounds a bit different. Definitely seems like the kind of thing that it would be really nice to try first, but also gross. Okay, maybe I'm just easily impressed today, but that was one of the coolest product videos I've ever seen. Wow, I like that a lot. I mean, as far as this thing, though, it seems pretty cool. And I honestly think it seems pretty cool. Let me know your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, especially this, though. This is the thing I'm most unsure about, I guess. It's definitely an interesting concept. It has to have been done before, but I don't know if I've heard of this being done before with this many features. All the modulation via movement, as well as this level of synthesis within it. I'm not 100% certain. I feel like I haven't really seen this before, at least not to this level. It will ship in December at a price of $13.49 USD. Okay, guys, make sure to like button and subscribe if you're new here. Otherwise, computer's gonna crash. If you want to support the channel, consider joining my Patreon or using the affiliate links in the description. All great ways to support the channel. I'll see you guys next time.